The Frixion pens? These Frixion pens, I love Frixion pens. They come in different kinds. So these are cap off. They also come the clicky. They come in 0.7 millimeters and 0.5 millimeters. So if you want really fine, these ones are the 0.7. The 0.5 is a little bit more finer than that. And yeah, you can actually just erase it like that if you want to. Yeah, or the back. I mean, or you can take it's heat, right? So friction is heat. And by rubbing this, you're getting heat on there. So you could also take it off with an iron, which is what most people do, right? So again, these do come back if it's really cold, but they also disappear the moment it gets warm. So you can just throw it in the dryer. So that's good to know. Like, I mean, I've never had a problem, but I know that some people's fear is like, oh, I heard these come back. And yes, I guess that's true. I've never had it happen to me, but I want to always just say that disclaimer. But I've never had it happen to me. And honestly, if it ever did, it wouldn't bother me. I would just literally throw it in the dryer or just give it a quick little iron. It goes away. Like it's yeah. These are great pens. And if you're scared of that, then just don't use them on a part that's going to show. Use it like something that you're going to sew to or underneath or something like that. That's good. And I know that's interesting that red on red turns brown. I know that the best color of Frixion pen to use on black is orange, because orange will show on black. It's fine. It's it's not like super vibrant, but it's the only color that will actually show on black. Okay, so my favorite pins is there's lots of different pins on the market, and she's got lots of different pins here on sale. But my favorite pins are these ones, and these are the flat button head pins. I find pins that are flat work better for people that have long nails because they're easier to pick up. But the other reason that I really love these, and the main reason I love these, is that I can nick them with an iron and they're not gonna melt and wreck my iron or leave something on my fabric. So yeah, these are my favorite pins of all time. There's, as long as it's like a no melt technology. Yes, I know. I think it literally has to say that they don't melt, and I don't think those ones have that. Yeah, like I said, they have to say that because they come in different kinds. Like these are just my favorite ones. But yes, I do. I used to always use the flower head ones before that until I found that these don't melt. So they're about a medium length. Here, have a look. And then these are safety pins. These are good for quilters that like to pin based their quilts. They're the curved ones. Have you guys used the curved safety pins? Okay, so they just go in nicely into your quilt. That's what I like about these ones. And then we've got the little Clover mini clips here, the Wonder clips. They come in different sizes. So this one is the regular one. This is the one that started the craze. So this is all in here, and I've got some here if you want to. Has anyone not seen them?
I use them a lot.
Okay, I use them all the time too. They have large ones as well, so you can see here. So these ones would be good for, like, you're doing a fleece project or something, right? Something that's like bulky and whatnot. So these would be good for that. And then they've also got the package here that's just kind of like the mixture. So they've got like the little itty bitty ones, right? And then they've got some regular ones and some large ones. So this, if you don't have any or you want to get some more, this is a good pack to get because it's got all different kinds in there. The Acorn item stuff here. So we have some block builders here. Have you heard of Shelley Tobisch? She does the Acorn precision piecing. Okay, so she's the one that her and her husband actually invented the Acorn precision piecing products. And because she likes to do really fine, this is probably one of her bigger projects, but as you can see how perfect that is. She's a super precise quilter. And you can see that from the back of her. Like even mine doesn't look this neat, right? Like she is very, very precise about her quilting. And these block builders help with that. So it's like a light board. It's got a fabric that holds on top. You put your pattern underneath. So this is it. All of these block builders come with these patterns. And she's got them laid out so that you would put it underneath like this. And then you can audition your fabric. So you would cut your fabric to size and then you would put them like this on here so you'd know what they look like. And then she goes one step further and you take this out and it tells you how to press the seams. Press the seams this way, press the seams that way. You can also press them open if you want to. But she's got it all handy like this. And then each of these block builders, they come 2 to a package or 4 to a package. You can purchase them. So you can actually get a whole bunch of them, make all your blocks, put them on here. You can transport them to wherever you want, your table, your ironing board. They're not going to fly off. They're going to stick on here. So really nice for that. They have on the other side, there's another pattern here. You just contact these people here. They will give you the whole quilt pattern of the one quilt that she has that's on the front cover of her book, which is a beautiful. And as you can tell, like she is very precise. So these have helped her a lot with those. And like I said, this is the 12 by 12 and this is the 9 by 9. And they usually come 2 in a pack or 4 in a pack. Very, very helpful for when you're piecing to make your seams accurate and to audition your fabrics for your blocks. The other thing that has come out with that is the E-Sprayer. Has anyone heard of the E-Sprayer? But this is there's easy press solution in here. You just press this button, the spray comes out this way. There's no pumping. When you have arthritis, sometimes it's really hard to keep pumping those pumps, right? Especially when you got to do it a long time. If you need a stream, you just press this button and a stream will come out. The other thing I wanted to show you is underneath, you'll see there's this thing here. It's a weighted bottom. So it doesn't matter where it goes, where your liquid is. Of course, it's full, so it's not really going to move anywhere, but it's a weighted bottom, so it's always going to get your liquid, not like those Windex bottles where that's kind of curved and you kind of have to like spray this way, but you got to go up. And yeah, as you can see, the spray is being charged. So there's the spray, getting everything soaking in here. So you just have to, and this is filled with the Easy Press. You can take this out and just fill it with water, and then you can use it for people who knit for blocking, because you have to always wet your thing. I don't knit, but I know you have to block by stretching your yarn type out onto these blocks, and then you have to wet it, and then it has to like dry, and that's called blocking. So instead of spraying it, which everyone does, you can just fill this with water then and do that. Exactly. So that would really help. So on this side, I don't know if you guys saw it, this Easy Press solution. So the Easy Press solution is, it's very similar, but not the same as Best Press. Best Press is a starch, and this is a fabric treatment solution. So it makes your fabric, gives it a nice hand. It takes out all the wrinkles, but it's not a heavy starch. It doesn't leave, like sometimes when you starch things, it leaves like a crusty, flaky thing on there. This does not do that. It comes pre-filled with this, which is 16 ounces, which will last you quite a while. And then you just attach this. And this has, I wouldn't say it's a sizing solution, because that kind of could irritate the skin, and that this doesn't. It's hard to say. It's not really a stabilizer either. It's definitely not a starch because this is made with natural ingredients that we make. The starch is made with chemicals and formaldehyde and stuff, right? So, but this is made with all natural ingredients. Sorry, the other one is made with chemicals. This is made with all natural ingredients. It's actually made here in our warehouse. They do it in small batches. The company is called BQSK, which stands for Best Quilt Sew Knit. And they have a little corner in the back of our warehouse where they make all of the Acorn stuff, and they mix it all themselves. So it's not like sent out to some big factory where machines are pouring stuff in. They all do it all by hand. So it's all done really, really good in-house. Very local here in Burnaby. And you don't have to wash this out. If you don't want to wash it out, you don't have to. It doesn't stain your fabric. Nothing happens to it. But if you do end up washing your quilt, it just washes out. So yeah, but it's good for when you, like if you spray a whole bunch of your fabric before you cut it, it helps to keep it from fraying once you do cut your pieces, right? Your strips and your small pieces. Shelley's very big on doing miniature stuff. Like she'll sew like 1 inch by 1 inch strips and squares, and it boggles my mind. So that's why I say like this is really giant for her to do. Like this is like probably 3 times the size of stuff she normally does. And so and the back when she does little 1 inch by 1 inch looks like this. Like it's amazing. She does just fabulous work. So she uses this all the time. Exactly. That's why I have a physical sample. Okay, so the color consumers are these. They're like little color catchers. So we have these here. These come in a pack of 10. 10 looks to be like a really good size because you don't usually when you buy color catchers, you only need a few sheets or something. A color catcher is, oh my goodness. So long time ago, story time. A long time ago, I had bought some fabric that I wanted to make for Christmas runners. And one was a beautiful red with some stuff on it, and another was cream and it had some holly on it. And I wanted to combine the two. And I'm a fabric washer, so I always wash my fabric first. I put it in there, and the red ran all over the cream. And I had like about 2.5 yards. It was not cheap fabric, and I was just devastated. Had I put this in, it would have saved it. This holds this for whatever reason. I don't know the magic behind it, but any fabric that will run will get caught in this and not go into other fabric.
So if you're washing a Mrs. Claus skirt red with white fur trim, and you wash that,
yep.
Wow.
Yep, this will catch all the colors. It'll consume all the color into these sheets. So I would do, like if it's a large load, I'd maybe do 2 or 3 sheets. If it's a sort of a smaller load, I'd just do like 1 sheet. But these are amazing. These are, no, you use them once and then you throw them away. Whole con.
I throw them in the dryer too.
Oh, have you?
In the dryer because the clothes are still damp.
Oh, excellent to know. Good. Okay, that's a good tip. They are, I swear by these as well. These are really good. No, definitely the first time you wash. And then, like I said, I'm a fabric washer, so I always wash my fabric first. Other people don't. They just sew it and then put it in the quilt. And then I always say they hope for the best. No, usually it's fine after the first time. You can, maybe the second time if you're still not sure. But yes, if you've just made a quilt and you're giving it to someone and it has a lot of rich dye in it, like the blues, the blacks, the reds, things like that, then just give them, hey, this is for the first time you wash your quilt. This is a new item, and so this is like the little seam width gauge. So it shows you 1/4 inch, 5/8, 1/2 inch, 3/8 of an inch, just to measure so you can accurately see your seam, how big your seam is. There's a little tiny needle hole right on the line there. Let me where's a pen here? So I can show you with my, so right there and right there and right there. So right here and right there, right in the middle, there's a little tiny needle hole. I'm going to pass this around. You put your needle in there, and then to the right, you'll know that's exactly 3/8 of an inch. You turn it, that's exactly 1/2 an inch. So you know exactly how big your seam allowance is going to be if you need to measure, you're not sure type of thing. It's called the seam width gauge. The SewSlip mat. These are really great for quilting. Have you guys, do you know what these are? So this is, you would put this on your sewing machine bed, and it comes wrapped in a brown paper like this because the underside is tacky. It's just tacky so that you would put it on your sewing machine bed like this way. And then so this that comes with a rectangle, or there's ones that come with a circle. The difference between the two, first of all, so this is a slippery mat. So it helps your fabric glide easier. So if you're doing like free motion quilting on your sewing machine, on your domestic machine, it will make your fabric move a little bit easier. Yeah, exactly. There's not as much fatigue. The difference between the two SewSlip mats that have a rectangle hole and a round hole. So the rectangle hole is, it will keep your feed dogs open. So you can use your feed dogs. So if you want to do stitch in the ditch or some sort of line quilting, it will still feed your quilt forward. So you're still stitching like normal, but the fabric will glide smoother on here. You can drop your feed dogs and still do the free motion stitching on it. It's a multi-purpose thing, so you can still do that. When you do your free motion quilting, you always have to drop your feed dogs. So you can still do that on this one, but this one just allows you to do the straight line stitching as well. The one with the round hole is only for free motion stitching where you have to drop your feed dogs, because otherwise it will kind of wreck that little area right around the hole. So the hole is maybe 1/2 an inch on the ones with the round hole. It's basically just enough to get your fabric or your needle in through the fabric. You can run it under some warm water with a little bit of soap. And I would say a little bit of dish soap, and then let it air dry flat, open. I wouldn't try to the minute you touch it with a towel or something, it's become less untacky again. So I would just let it air dry. But again, these do not last forever, so you will need to replace it, every now and then if you use it a lot. But always store it with the brown paper attached to the back, and that will help to keep it, because you don't want to roll it up against itself, because then you're going to lose the tackiness even faster. And these are little peels. So you literally just put them around your thread to hold the thread in place if it doesn't have already a catcher to hold the thread. And then these ones, these are for bobbin holders. So you would just put it in the top and then squish your bobbin in here. Put the squishy. That's probably how it works. It's because it's the silicone. It's holding, so that when you're taking it to class, or if you keep doing a project, you can stick it all together, right? This is the Seam Fix, which I will show you. This is a seam ripper, seam ripper. We all know how those work. And then what you would do is you would take this part and you would just rub it along the seam after you've ripped it. Just literally rub it along the seam, and it's going to collect all the little threads. Yeah, these are really great. These ones, bench tweezers, I probably have about 4 of them. Love my bent tweezers, but these are the best that I like to get, and they are typically the least expensive on the market. This is to clean your mat. Sometimes you've got threads all over it and it's gotten a little fuzzy. So you literally just take this, and this does not turn, but you just would literally rub it against your mat like this. Nope, it doesn't roll. And then that's how you clean up your mat. We also have these little thread kits here. So these little thread kits these are great little stocking stuffers. This one is Christmas colors. So we've got 4 Polysheen, which is like the nice shiny one, and then 4 metallic threads. And it's a nice little just gift to give someone, or even if you just need Christmas colors yourself, it's a little bit less expensive to buy it in this kit than it is to buy per spool.
And that would work for machine embroidery?
Machine embroidery.
Oh, okay.
And even just fancy stitches on your machine.
Oh.
So yeah, if you have those fancy little stitches, and sometimes people do, what is that called? Crazy quilting. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, crazy quilting. So these ones would go good for that. This is just your neutral colors. So good for piecing, your quilting or piecing. These are great little, again, nice little stocking stuffer just to add last minute. And then we have, those of you that like to read, we have this book, which is really cute. It's like called Christmas She Wrote. And they're literally little short stories. They're like 5-6 pages long. It's Christmas themed. They have little recipes in here as well. Here's Polly's peppermint cake. These are great little reads to take, you're on the bus or something, or you're just waiting for someone at an appointment. Cute little reading, Christmas reading there. And it's all about sewing and quilting. This is my favorite thing. We've got this book here, Quilt As You Go for Scrap Lovers. So literally, we all have scraps. And it's got like just different ideas here of different ways to make your quilts, different quilt ideas. So she's got these books plus some others here on sale. The Fabric Cafe 3-yard quilt books, those are actually really fun books. They're really inexpensive. They come with lots of ideas on the back. You only need 3 yards of fabric, 3 different colors of 1 yard each of fabric, and you can make these quilts. But the nice thing she has inside is she will also show you, if you want to make it bigger or smaller, how much more you'll need. And so they're super great fun, excellent for the beginner quilter. There's lots of different varieties. I think we have every single book that she's got out there. They all have different patterns. Really fun, especially for the new quilters out there. And then last but not least, we have all of these fun things here. So these are, have you guys heard of these? These are the Quilt Builder block sets. Okay, so what they are is, they give you, I'll get them up here. They give you sample blocks. So they tell you a little bit about how to use it, and then they give you like layout examples of your different blocks of different quilt sizes. So this is alternate layout with like a 5x7. So you've got like, you want to have like a plain block in between, how big it should be. Then there's this one where it's kind of like wonky. This one with a big border. Like they give you different ideas. And then if you want to do something on point, they show you kind of like what it's like on point and how big to make those cuts there. And then the rest of the blocks they're all just different kinds of blocks to make like a sampler quilt. And on the back, it shows you, I keep running into this. It shows you the different cuts you need to make of each size and how to put it together. So you're not stuck like, oh, this is a really cool block. How do I make that? It's got literally all the math there for you. And you can make it in a 6, 8, 10, 12, or 36-inch block. So they've got the cuts for all of that. So this one that's the block builder. And this is the first one, is it? And then there's the second set as well. They're exactly the same idea. They're just different blocks. So if you are into doing sampler quilts, that's what these are. They give you the different block ideas, and then you can lay them out and you can figure out, how to make those. This here is the half square triangle. So these have different shades. So there's black and white. They typically are like hues of gray and white and black, and then some solids. So you would just lay them out and figure out like a block that you wanted to do. So as you can see, this one has a gray, this one's a white, right? So it'd be like a different, just so that you can kind of play and figure out, okay, I want to do something like this. And then you can figure out your fabrics after that, right? So it's just literally a sampler of how to play with your colors. Kind of a fun thing there. And then this is the latest thing that we just got. It's the Essential Color Card Deck. It looks so complicated, but it's actually not. Comes with this really great instruction sheet. So this is, you take this out here and you can read this. So basically all of these cards are different colors, right? Actually, you know what? Let me get this one here. Okay. So this is all shades, tints, and hues. So according to this, so you've got, this is the actual hue. This is the color, this is the main color we're working with. Okay. Then from here, we've got, from that color, these are 2 tints of that same color by adding white. Then from the same color of yellow, we've got tones, and tones are by adding gray to that yellow. So now you've got those colors. And then this, this is, these are shades. So adding black to that yellow. And there's like a, right? So obviously lots of black, just a little bit of black. But this is literally all of these come from this one color. And then on the back, they've got the color wheel so you can figure out, you know, matching ones if you want. Literally, it's on every one here. And it's got it, all of these colors right here. And then they show you the tints and then the color wheel. And it's, if you're really into color, this is probably better than a color wheel. If you're really into color for doing that sort of thing, I would highly recommend to get this, because it's lots of fun to sort of play with the color and be like, oh, okay, this is all part of this together. So I think I've kind of gone through everything here. So thank you all for coming. I really appreciate you listening to me.